everybody, thank you so much for joining me again for another Pilates plus physio class. Today you need probably your yoga brick and your elastic TheraBand. If you haven't got any TheraBand, then an old belt or a tie will do instead. Okay, so start off just in standing. Maybe just lift your toes up once, pop them back down, take the heels off, place them back down. Just really feel the bottom of your feet grounding into the floor. Knees nice and relaxed. Lengthen through the hips a little bit. Open out the shoulders. Tuck in the chin. Imagine that nice bright balloon coming from the back of your head. So it's not your nose going up towards the ceiling, back of the head. Just lengthening through the back of the neck. Slowly roll one shoulder, going backwards, right up, all the way around, back and down. Don't worry about the creaking and the crunching. And then just rolling the other one, going backwards. All the way around. Really get the shoulder blades moving over the back of the ribs there. Both together. Up, round, back and down. Think about which bits of your foot are touching the ground, where the weight is going through your feet. So some weight through the heels, along the outside of the feet, across the toes. And gently draw the shoulders up and just let them release. So keep the shoulders down and soft, alternate heel lifts. So one heel coming up, other one going down, knees bending. Just gently warming up the legs. That's nice. Just get the ankles moving, get the big toe joint bending up a little bit. Remember, it's got to be able to bend for normal walking, otherwise you tend to get that sort of slight twisting through the foot when you walk. Great, a little bit of balance. So if your balance isn't great, make sure you're standing next to something to put a finger on. So start off maybe one foot right in front of the other one. If you're very wobbly, you could slightly offset the feet. And then how about taking one arm right up, other arm right the way up. Bring the first arm all the way down, second arm right down. First arm up in front, other arm up, one out to the side, other one out to the side. Maybe look to your right and come back. Look to your left and back. Bring the arms down, swap the feet over. So one foot forward, one back. Fairly equal weight between the two. Really feel the bottom of your feet on the floor. One arm right up, other one right up. First one all the way down, second one right down. One up in front, other one in front, one sideways, other one sideways. Look to your left and come back and look to your right and back. And bring the arms down, stand nice and tall, feel your foot on the floor. Think of a puppet string sort of going from your knee up towards the ceiling, and you're just drawing that knee up in front. Just holding it there, so standing on the one leg. Those feeling steady. One arm up, other one up, first one down, second one down. Remember, fix your eyes on something not wobbling if you're very wobbly. Switch legs. So really feel the other foot on the floor. Got that puppet string on the knee, so the knee is just floating up. One arm all the way up, other one right up. First one all the way down, second one down. Going on to the other leg, knee coming up in front. How about just a little hip and knee bend and back up. And again, little hip and knee bend and back up. And again, little way down and back up. And one more, little way down, back up. Good, good, swap feet. So, feel the foot on the floor, fold the knee up. can just do that. If that's hard enough, just do that. If that's easy, little hip and knee bend. Sore knees, really focus on the hip bending rather than the knee. Good, okay, lovely. Pop both feet down, bring your feet close together and just going up onto your tiptoes, right up and come down. And again, all the way up, hold it there and come down. Little tiny hip and knee bend next time when you go down, back up onto the toes. Heels down, little hip and knee bend. Press into the feet, back up, onto the toes, come down, little hip and knee bend. One more, up onto the toes, heels down, little hip and knee bend. Great, okay, come down to the floor. So lying on your mat, head on a little thin pillow or little towel if you're more comfortable like that, or if you're a bit stiff through your upper back and neck. So, lying on the mat, knees bent, feet down flat on the floor. Let your shoulder blades just sort of snuggle in underneath you. Think of letting your back relax down onto the mat. Gentle breathing down into the tummy. So just take a moment just to let your body sort of settle down into the floor. Gentle breaths. Just see if you can feel where the air is going. Is it all going up into the top of the chest? Are you getting some down using the diaphragm? Remember, getting the diaphragm going as you breathe really helps to settle the whole emotional system down. So if you're in a very stressed state, lots of sympathetic nervous system action, doing some deep breathing just calms everything right back down again. So useful thing to be able to do. So knees bent, feet flat, legs parallel, arms down on the mat beside you. We're just going to start with a spine curl. So pressing into the feet, peel your back up away from the mat. So coming up one bone at a time. Just coming up so you've got a nice straight line, knees to hips to ribs. Should still be able to move your head when you're at the top. And then just roll back down again. If you feel crampy in the back of the thighs, just focus on using your buttocks a little bit more. Press into the feet, curling up and roll back down again, one bone at a time. So you're just getting each little joint in your back doing its own little bit of movement. That's good. Those who want to make it harder, press into the feet, curl up. So think of the hips staying level, thighs staying parallel, straighten out the bottom of one leg. Hold there, fold down, switch legs. So hips staying level, imagine you've got a stick balancing across the pelvis. Straighten out the other leg. Hold there, pop it down, roll back down again. So it's quite a strong exercise. If your back's a bit irritable, just stick with just the curling up. So hips level, thighs level. Imagine your knees sort of pinned together. So you're just straightening out the bottom bit of your leg, your shin. Fold down, switch legs. Fold down, roll all the way down. Feet nice and close into your bottom. Press into the feet, curl up. Straighten out the bottom of the leg. Fold down. Pull the toes up towards you as you straighten the leg. And down. And roll down. That's good, great. Bring your knees up to your chest, ankles crossed, hang on to your knees. Just a little bit of gentle rocking to release through the back. And then just going to do a hamstring stretch. So pop the legs down, grab your band or your belt. Remember, if you've got sciatic pain, just go easy with this. I wouldn't hold it in the stretch, just put the stretch on and come off again. Because it's also a sciatic nerve stretch rather than just the hamstring stretch. So band underneath your foot. If you've got a long enough band, preferably get the elbows back down on the mat. Maybe slide the other leg down flat, knees straight. Toes up towards you if you can. So back of the thigh stretching, a little bit of stretch in the calf. Still got that little bit of a hollow through your lower back, so just watch you're not pulling the leg up so far that your back then flattens down into the ground. So you've still got a little bit of a hollow through your lower back. Not tightening up through the neck. Could slightly turn the toes outwards, so if it's your left foot, think of pointing your toes to 11 o'clock. And then turn the leg in a little bit, point your toes to 1 o'clock. Foot back into the middle, take a breath in. As you breathe out, you get a little bit more relaxation. See if you can just ease into that stretch a little bit further. That's good. Okay, and then bring the band down behind your thigh, elbows tucking in. Let the bottom bit of your leg just go floppy. So you've got your knee pointing up to the sky. Think of a torch beam coming from your knee up onto the ceiling or up towards the sky. And you're just going to circle that knee. So think of the back of your bottom, the back of your pelvis being stuck on the mat. So you don't want to go too far out and round with that knee. It's just nice and smooth. And then we could go round the other way. So you're just using the band to sort of guide the knee round. It's a nice one for the hip, really gets that hip joint sort of lubricating right the way round inside. So you can stick with that. If you've got quite short, tight hamstrings, you're probably better sticking with that. Those who want to make it harder, you could straighten the leg. Same thing with the leg straight. You're just circling. Don't worry if you're going to sort of clunk at the front of the hip. That's usually just a ligament sliding over a bony bit. So now you're thinking of sort of drawing a circle up on the ceiling and then going around the other way. Again, just use the band to sort of guide that movement. You can feel the back of your pelvis on the mat. You're wanting to keep the pressure the same both sides. You don't want the whole pelvis to be rolling over sideways when the leg comes out to the side. So you're using those deep core muscles to try and maintain your trunk in the same position while you're moving the leg. Great, okay, pop that leg down, slide it all the way down flat. We're going to do the stretch first, so just get the hamstrings a little bit longer, a little bit stretched. So band underneath the other foot, elbows on the mat, knees straight, press out through the heel, so you're pushing your heel up towards the ceiling. Toes up towards you. Other leg right down flat. Maybe turn the foot out a little. Turn in a bit. Should be just a firm stretch. Back of the thigh or back of the calf. If it's burning or pins and needles, then just come off the stretch. It means you're getting the nerve stretched more than the muscle. Back into the centre, breath in as you exhale. See if you can ease into that a little bit further. Lovely. Bring the band down behind your thigh. Elbows tucking in. So you want the band fairly short. Elbows tucked in, you're nice and open through the collarbones. Just start circling that knee. So the bottom bit of your leg is just floppy. Think of drawing a circle up on the roof with the knee. So hip circles. Think of dropping your hip bone right deep back into its socket. And then going round the other way. Those who want to could do it with the legs straight. So then you're drawing a circle maybe on the ceiling with your foot. And then going around the other way. good. Okey-doke. All right, pop the leg down. Maybe keep hold of the band. Knees very slightly bent. Hold the band up above your chest. Put a slight stretch on it. Take both arms back over the top of your head. And bring the band back up. So you could stick with that. It's a nice shoulder exercise. Just going back, ribs staying down, soft. Or arms back over the top of your head. Bring the band up, tuck the chin in. Roll all the way up if you can. Sit tall at the top, float the arms up. Arms back in front, scoop in the tummy, roll all the way down. Nice and slow. Remember, if you can't quite come up, you could pull on your trousers to just gently assist you on the way up. And then see if you can use the tummy muscles to control things on the way back down. Sit tall at the top. Roll back down again. So straight tummy muscle doing most of the work. Try not to jerk. So you're wanting to get that muscle working all the way through its range. Rolling down. All the way up to the top. Next time, arms out in front, slowly back down. So scoop in the tummy. See if you can really slowly release back down. Arms back over the top. Lovely. Bring the arms down. Pop the band to one side a moment. Both knees bent. Feet down flat. So we're just going to slide one leg out. So either foot on the floor or just have your foot just an inch above the mat. Press out through the bottom of your foot. So think of pushing the leg out away from you. Hold it there. And come back in again. So pelvis staying completely level, toes up towards you. Think of something underneath your foot. You're pushing that out away from you. So your leg's just above the mat. Hold there. And back in again. Other side, toes up, press out through the heel. Hold it there. And come back in. And on the other side. And back in again. One more on the first leg. Slide out, toes up towards you. Maybe lift that leg up, keeping it straight. Hold it at the top. Lower it all the way down. Bend it back up. Other leg just above the floor. Press out through the heel. Let the leg float up. Hold it there. All the way down. Hold it back in again. Lovely. Okay, turn over so you're lying on your tummy. So turning onto your tummy, bend one leg up, grab your foot or your ankle or your shin, pull your heel gently towards your bottom. If you prefer doing this stretch lying on your side, then pop back onto your side. So you're stretching front of the thigh, front of the hip. Think of pressing the front of your hip down into the mat. Heel going towards your bottom. If you're very bendy and you can get your heel on your bottom, then you might want to think of gently lifting your thigh as well. So it's the front of the thigh, quad stretch. Okay, let's let that go. Swap legs. So other side. Just feel where the stretch is. Sometimes thinking of as you breathe out, whether you can just let that muscle go a little bit, whether you can let it relax and stretch. Is one side a bit more flexible than the other? That's good. Okay, let that release. Arms in like a sort of W shape, so elbows bent, hands flat down on the floor, forehead on the mat, chin tucking right in. We start with just a swimming leg, so you use your buttock, float one leg off the floor, hold it there, and down. Other side, again, just the leg just floating up. So you can stick with that, or you can add the diagonal arm. So adding the arm, you want shoulders down your back, hand and forearm off the mat first, then let the elbow float up. You can take the diagonal leg off and your forehead. Hold there and release down. Lower tummy drawing in away from the mat. So shoulders down away from your ears, just one arm at a time. Hand and forearm off. Elbow coming off, diagonal leg. Hold there. Forehead can come just above the mat. So keep the chin tucking right in, keep looking down at the mat. Hold there and down. Hand and forearm, elbow. So it's a swimming, it's called swimming. Forehead coming off, a bit like you're doing crawl. Tummy gently drawing in away from the ground. Lovely. Okay, rest down. Maybe just give your bottom a little wriggle from side to side. And then come up onto hands and knees. So hands underneath shoulders, press up into the hands, onto hands and knees, bottom all the way back. So bottom right back to your heels. Maybe stretch the hands out a little bit further in front, tuck your head down. Breathe into the back of the ribs. That's good. And then up onto hands and knees. So knees underneath your hips. Press into your hands. Think of slightly turning the upper arms out. Chin tucking in. Look down at the mat to start with. We'll just do a cat stretch. So tuck your bottom underneath. Arch all the way up through your back. Drop your head. And then think of drawing a line with your nose along the mat, up the wall in front, let your back drop down. And going the other way. So nose coming down, back arching up. And coming again. Head coming up, back dropping down. That's lovely. Okay, coming back. A little bit of a hollow through your lower back, chin tucking in, press the floor away from you. We'll do sliding the leg back. So slide one leg back, float it up. Those who want to, take the diagonal arm in front. Chin staying tucked in. Keep the tummy drawing in. Hold there. And come down. Other side. So keep pressing your hands into the floor. Imagine there's a candle on the mat and you're just pushing up away from that. Slide the leg back, float it up. You could put your brick on your bottom, see if you can keep it balanced there. You can just do that, or you could add in the diagonal arm. Think of the fingers reaching forward. Hold it there. And down. Other side, slide the leg back, float it up. Maybe this time pull your toes up towards you, so toes pointing down at the mat, chin tucking in, arm coming in front. Arm down, lower leg coming back in, press the floor away from you, slide the leg back, float it up, toes up towards you, push right out through the heel, other arm in front. That's great. Both hands down, knees apart, big toes together, bottom back to your heels. If your knees don't like it, don't do it. Those who want want to, you could tuck your arms right down alongside your legs. Really let your head drop right down to the mat if it'll go there. Quite nice for the hips and the knees. Really gets them bending almost as much as they possibly can. Good. Scoop in the tummy. Uncurl all the way back up. Think of stacking the spine as you come up. Come over into sitting a moment. So sit nice and tall. Soles of the feet just together. Let's just let the knees drop. So just nice inner thigh stretch. You're right up on your sitting bones so you can feel them underneath you. Knees just dropping. That's great. Okay. Come slowly back up into standing. Bring your band with you. So coming up into standing. So feet just about hip width apart. Standing nice and tall again. Wrap the band just around the knuckles. So you've got your palms facing each other. Elbows tucked right in by your waist. Imagine you've got a £50 note between each elbow and your tummy. You're going to keep the money there. So keep that money clamped in there and then just gently press out with the hands. So if you've got a strong band like this blue one or a black one, you're not going to get a lot of movement. If you've got the yellow or the red, you're probably going to get a little way out. So shoulders staying down, big gap between your shoulders and your ears. Press out with the hands. So the muscles around the back of the shoulders doing the work. And release. And again, pressing out, holding there. And releasing. And again, just gently press out with your hands. So elbows staying tucked in. Shouldn't see any daylight between your elbow and your waist. That's lovely. And release. Pop the band down. Reach both arms right the way up towards the sky. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Pull your right arm longer. Lean left. Keep your bottom tucked in underneath you. So nice stretch right the way down that right side. Lovely. Back to the top. Reach up, grab your left wrist with your right hand, pull your left arm a little longer, lean to the right. Nice stretch down that left side now. Bottom staying underneath you. That's great. Again, if you can feel what's tight, where it's tight, see if you can gently breathe into that. That's lovely. All the way back up to the top. Open right out through the arms. Slide the shoulders up. And just let them go. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Hopefully see you soon. Bye.